someone is waiting for you to reach out to them. And it could be an air sign that you're dealing with, or it could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I'm also sensing Gemini energy or an air energy. Someone's waiting for you to reach out to them first. But it's like, for some reason, this person doesn't want you to know that they're waiting. I feel like it's an ego, and it's like a pride thing, because this person has convinced themselves so much for so long up until this point now that they were moving on from you. And I feel like because this person put so much work into trying to convince themselves that they were moving on from you, that now it's all kind of unraveling for this person. And I feel like what's happening is they can't put up that boundary and that wall anymore to try and ghost you and abandon you, because ghosting you and abandoning you now doesn't do a reaction. It doesn't give a reaction or response to this person because you're no longer there. So what's happening is, because they can't hide behind their boundaries, because they can't ghost you, they have no choice but to come to the realization of how they actually feel about you emotionally. And they're seeing you moving on, and they're seeing you moving forward, and this person hates it. They don't like it because they have zero distractions to distract themselves from you, but they also have to let down that boundary and that wall that they've put up. And what happens is this person now feels like they're letting go, but they also have to surrender. And while they're surrendering, there's this energy of this person becoming emotionally vulnerable to your love in a way they've never done before. But the problem is because now they're becoming so vulnerable to your love, it's haunting this person inside, because now is the very second they don't have your love. And this person knows this, because before this person, there was somewhat a potential, there was somewhat of a chance because you were there, but they chose not to be vulnerable with you because they didn't think that they either needed to, or they didn't think that your love would be real enough for them. But what's happening is they are absolutely kicking themselves. They're kicking themselves because they wished they were vulnerable before, when it mattered, when they had the ability to have you, but now they don't have you. So now they've cracked the shits at you, because they've really cracked the shits at themselves, because they're seeing you being unavailable. But the thing is, and they were constantly telling you before they were emotionally unavailable, they weren't emotionally unavailable. They were choosing not to be vulnerable, and there was a difference. But now what's happening is you're the one that's unavailable. You're the one that's not available to this person, and their ego and their pride can't handle it. So they're waiting to hear from you first, because they want you to be the ones that reaches out to them. But what's happening is, I feel like it's like they prod you or they poke at you, and they do really small things. Like they might send you a thumbs up, or they might send you a really small symbol or a really small communication cue to see if you respond, to see if you reply, because they want to see if you've moved on or not. They want to see if you've moved on from them, because they don't want you to know that they're watching you. They don't want you to know that they're waiting, because they want to get even with you, because they feel like you're moving on from them, and they have zero reaction and they have zero response from you. But the thing is they're pissed off with themselves, and they're taking it out on you, because the one thing that they want is a reaction, but you're not giving it to this person. And they cannot let their emotions out in frustration with anybody else. If they are in a third party, they can't, because they need the third party to cope. If they don't have a distraction, they can't let it out. This person cannot let the frustration out on anything else or anybody else. So they're getting passive aggressive at you, because the one thing that they actually need is constant communication. The one thing that they need is a reaction and a response. Because this person did not become vulnerable to you before when it mattered, now it's hitting this person tenfold over. And the thing is it's like this person did not expect in their wildest dreams that this would happen at all. But now that it's happening, the chase that's happening with this person is this person wants you back. And they didn't think they would feel this, But what's happening is it's a sense of karma, but it's also bringing to light this person and the fact that they can't abandon and ghost you, which actually means that you've come into this person's life to teach them healing and multiple lessons, and they didn't realize that before. But now that they're realizing it, this person is absolutely kicking themselves because they need a message from you, and they wish that they were vulnerable before to you when it mattered, and when they could be vulnerable, and when they had the potential to actually have you. Somebody is so angry. Someone is so angry, they're so bitter, and they're so resentful that they're seeing you being okay, or that they're seeing you blowing up without them. And what's happening is this person is trying to convince themselves they're just as happy. But what they're actually doing is they're trying to stick it to you because they feel like it's a competing energy, because they have to actually convince themselves they're moving on from you. So them seeing you happy and being okay without them is bothering this person. And there's a large reason why it's bothering this person, and that's also because they can't so much be in their own deception about what their truth and their emotions and their feelings are for you, because you being happy has brought so much truth, so much perspective to this person's own emotions and how they actually feel about you. And they're annoyed about that because they put up a wall, they put up a boundary, they ghosted and they abandoned you because that was their way of telling you they were moving on and they were not coming back. And they did that in that energy because not only was this person too scared to break up with you because it would break their heart, but they were also too scared to break up with you because they always regretted that it was the right choice. They always were never sure if it was actually the right choice and the right decision to actually do that. But now what's happening is they can't have that boundary up. They can't have that wall up because they have to physically see you being okay, and you being okay without this person wasn't expecting it. Therefore, they weren't expecting that they would have to come to truth with their emotions, and they would have to come to the realization that they did make the wrong choice. And the thing is it's like this person always knew they did make the wrong choice, but they thought they could move on from you, and that's the thing. So they thought the regret that they were feeling over you would go away because they thought they could just get over you and just get over your emotions that they had for you. But now what they're realizing is that you bring so much more to this person's life than what they realized. You represented so many lessons to this person, and this person kind of thought of you as a karmic connection. They thought of you as someone that came into their life to serve them a lesson, to serve them a purpose, when in actual fact, I'm feeling like you were a soulmate energy, and this person turned their back on that. They turned their back on it because they didn't realize you were a soulmate energy with this. Now, I'm seeing with the Knight of Cups coming through and the Hanged Man, this person constantly thinks about you reaching out to them. I'm feeling like they don't want to reach out to you because they're embarrassed about how they handled everything. It's like they're embarrassed about the fact they put up a boundary and they ghosted and abandoned you. And the thing is it's like, you've not only lost respect for this person doing this, but you don't know the real reason why they actually put up the boundary in the first place. You have no idea this person was doing it in a way where they were scared and they were reluctant to be vulnerable with you. You had no idea they were doing this. So now this person's waiting for you to reach out with the Ace of Swords, but they don't want to tell you that they want you to reach out. So what they're doing is they're trying to now convince themselves that they're happy in response to you being happy, but it's not working because what's actually happening is you're genuinely happy. You genuinely have self-love. You're genuinely moving forward, and this person isn't. This person is faking their happiness. So no amount of comparing this person to you is going to work because the emotions and the feelings this person has for you are still love. They still love you, and they can't get over that energy because they can't compare, they can't compete because your energies are genuine, their energies aren't. Someone is going to get karma for letting you go, and not so much Not so much karma, but someone's going to regret letting you go, because what's going to happen is this person is going to be absolutely miserable when a rebound situation doesn't work out for them, and they're going to have to watch you be successful as a result of them pushing you away. So it's like it's going to reattract this person to come back in. But with the Queen of Cups, you're going to have so many offers and so many opportunities that you didn't realize you were worthy of come in with this. And this person's going to be annoyed when it happens. Because when it does happen, this person is going to realize they can't just emotionally withdraw every single time they used to in the past. This person is going to realize that those methods of trying to get you to chase them and trying to get you to be attracted to them because of the distance or the separation isn't going to actually work with this energy. With the Ace of Swords, the Page of Cups, see, you're going to break away from this person because of the intention side of things. You were always so focused on giving this person reassurance. They never liked the reactions and the responses that you gave them because they always thought that you weren't serious or interested in commitment. But you're going to focus less on this person's reactions and responses, and it's going to really infuriate and bother this person because they've always had the upper hand with you communicating with them. And this person is very deceptive and contradicting with communication in the past because they would like to say that you weren't giving them the right reactions or the right responses to questions or situations or accusations here. But what it was that this person was actually trying to create an energy where you felt like you were constantly having to give them more and more and more. This person was very demanding of your time and your communication. But I see what's going to happen now is you're about to blow up. And it's going to happen because you're going to start focusing on loving yourself, and it's going to scare the absolute crap out of this person because they always thought they had control of you through communication. But you're going to start loving yourself, and you're going to care less about this person's communication and less about this person when it comes to their intentions and their commitment. With the anxiety energy, the Emperor, this person always liked to make you think and you believe that you were doing the wrong thing, that you weren't communicating properly. But this person wanted to make you feel crap about it because they wanted to make you feel like they were in control and they had the upper hand, and you had to constantly please them and love them to keep them. But what's happening here is you never actually had this person to begin with because they never actually allowed themselves to be vulnerable. And with the Hanged Man, the Four of Cups, the karma is now going to shift on this person. And they're going to be the one that has to deal with rejection and abandonment because they didn't allow you to actually accept a commitment with them because they were always so worried about the communication side of things, but they didn't even allow you to communicate properly or effectively with them in the first place. So now they're actually going to have to deal with karma because now they're actually going to realize that they should have taken a shot at the commitment, even if they were scared of abandonment and rejection, because it would have been better for this person to actually love you rather than not experience what love actually felt like with you at all. And that's what they're realizing they should have done in this situation here.